Yes? Hello, my name is Russ Merrick, and I'd like to welcome you to the manufacturing facility of Merrick Machine Company, located here in Allen, Nebraska. Today, what we have here for you, this is part of our Triad product line. This is a steel header machine. We also make tables and so forth for making steel panels, steel walls, in addition to other components, not only for steel, but also for wood. In this component machine, we've actually got conveyor coming in and also exiting the opposite side. We've got our main machine here, and you've actually got 2 screw guns on top and 2 screw guns on the bottom. And what we're trying to do is build this header, so we're going to take this particular one. We've got a mandrel. This black item in the center of the screen is our mandrel. We're actually going to hook it up, and we're going to set it with a chain. We have different mandrels. If you're going to do a 4x6, 6x6, and so forth, all the way up to 16, or say 14 high and 16 out, as far as our adjustments here, you've got different mandrels to accommodate that. Bill, you go ahead and get started. We've actually got a chain on here. What you're trying to do, guys, is we've got a set of scoring stops on the back end over here. I'm going to flip one back and forth. And what you want to do is have this mandrel set so we're at least about 1-2 inches away from the scoring stops. So we want to have that mandrel underneath where the screws, the action is taking place, where they're actually driving through, but not exactly underneath. We just want it in the neighborhood. Go ahead and keep rolling there, Bill. He's going to go ahead and cap that off. We've actually coming in with about 100 psi. You've got a dump valve, so if ever we shut it off, there's an emergency stop on the operator's side of the controls. On this other side, outside the viewing area. If you hit that, it'll automatically dump and dissipate all the air out of the system. I'm going to have you come down here to the bottom of the machine. We've actually got an option. This was a feature that a customer asked us for. We actually put casters on this, and we've got a locking system so we can lock the machine in place right against the floor. So there's a pad on this side closest to us, and there's one on the opposite side that you can't see. So there's one on both sides, we can lock it down. Well, why do you put casters on there? Customer was limited on space, and he wanted to be able to take this whole operation and slide it out of the way so he can use his main floor areas as his driveway for his forklifts and so forth. A lot of different uses. Once again, that's an option. Ask your independent sales guy or call the factory. We can go through some of those features with you. Once again, you got a series of stops on the back side, which is what we've actually got set up here. So the material comes up, the mandrel's actually inside here, guys, all right? Everything's being held. You've got your screws, go ahead and fire it off, sir. He's actually running, we come in, we're stroking from the top, and we're also coming in from the bottom. He moves the stops out of the way. There's a stop on the right and left-hand side. He feeds it through. Normally you're going to take your plates or your channels and you're going to mark them off. What's your spacing, what's your code? Is that every 3 inches, 6 inches, 18 inches, and so forth? Make a mark on your channel. Guy can just eyeball it, the operator can. Slides it through. The mandrel stays in this area, it's always fixed, and we move the material past the mandrel. The mandrel's there to maintain the size and shape and hold it, so when we're screwing through, we're not actually crushing the material, deforming it, and getting it out of the way. Works pretty slick. We've actually got castings incorporated on both sides, slide systems going up and down. Main cylinders actually stroking these as you see them coming down. We can actually mount anybody's screw guns on here. You just have to tell us that in advance. Good job, sir. Some screw guns, depending on the size of the body and so forth, is going to limit how far we can go down. We're generally in a 4-inch range. We're going to run all the way out here to 16, and we'll come all the way up to 14. So, there you go. Now, this side, got her in there, sir? Good job. This side, you're going to move manually against your stops, okay? And this is your height, so your 16-inch height. If you want to adjust it back in, you can go ahead and push it manually. It's not automatic, guys. Difficult to see, but we've actually stamped on the steel here, guys. So if you're doing a 16 for height or a 14, you know, all the way down, if you're going to get into a 4-inch, it's all marked there. So the operator can quickly look across. One guy can run it. You saw him move the stops himself. It's also a good idea when you're running this, gentlemen, you have an air nozzle handy and go ahead and blow off the bottom screw guns. All the components and debris is going into that. You want to get that out of the way as quick as possible. Ideally, you're going to take this machine, you're going to anchor it to the floor, shoot it in with the transit, secure it with anchor bolts, and do the same thing with the conveyor. Leave yourself about 12 inches or so. That's kind of your personal preference at the time. So you can go ahead and move the material through. Leave yourself about 18 inches to 2 feet. Depends how short your headers are. So an operator can walk through here quickly, fastly. Because if you have to walk all the way around, it's a pain. Floor space, that's too far to walk for one guy generally. Especially if you have to do it multiple times during the daytime. Okay, real quick. Works pretty slick. You've actually, I'm going to go over the control side of the machine here real fast. You're not going to be able to see this, but we've got a main disconnect on this side over here, guys, so you can kill the power. We've also got a main push button that's actually illuminated. It's a mushroom button. You hit that, power goes down. We've got 4 different switches. So we're actually talking about the near tool, the bottom tool. So you can actually shut off any one of the tools. So you want to shut off the top tools or the bottom tools. Any one of the 4 tools you can disengage and stop at any one time. Real simple. It's a quick, fast, easy Triad machine. Once again, the in-feed conveyor, generally you can get 10 foot on the in-feed and 10 foot on the out-feed that we have here. For example, you can get longer depending on what your material requirements are. We'll go up to 15, 20 feet if that's what you need. We're going to come down here on the floor real quick. Try and zoom in here. I've actually got some other components we've already made up in advance. This is a 4x6, a 6x6, and an 8x6. And I'll just pick on this one right off the get-go. Same system, you've got a mandrel that goes through specifically for each size, and we're actually firing right across from one another. So all your screw patterns are consistent top and bottom. Look pretty sexy actually, gentlemen. Great machine. If you've got any questions, please call the factory at 1-800-568-7423. You can actually go on our website, look up triadruvo.com. You'll see information on there. You can contact us through the website as well. Once again, I'd like to thank you for your time.